All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you on to the first edition of the AlexPrime NR Bar, watching right here from my YouTube channel. I am AlexPrime, of course, and I'm joined up here with Angel Diaz Rada tonight. And I think we got some stuff to talk about this evening.
Oh yes, we have stuff to talk about. We have, the traditional NASCAR Cricket Cup Series, NASCAR Double X Series,
Hmm.
Six Flags in our league, of course, and oh my God, is it actually? Oh yes, I almost forgot about you, Circle K.
So yeah, of course we're gonna kick things off with the Cricket Cup Series. So last week they raced at Texas. Angel, I'm pretty sure we had some pretty exciting moments from there.
Oh yes, we had some very exciting moments, very weird moments. The weirdest of them all was the flip.
The
He
flip,
had
yeah.
a very nasty flip, very nasty incident in one of the opening laps of that race, and it was just horrible. The 37 truck flipped over in the air like it bunny hopped for some extraordinary reason or something.
Yeah. That was
I
pretty.
don't
That
know
was.
how it happened.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened either. Like, that was pretty crazy if you kind of think about it.
Yeah, Rand Savage just went wee and then back down to the ground.
Yeah. Okay, so, anything else in regards to what's been going on right here with Cricket Cup, especially over with Texas, since heard there's been some pretty good moments from AT&T and the Cup Series.
Well, the biggest moment that I think we had from the AT&T race, I'm guessing I'm gonna be with the winning. Yes, there's sometimes that we don't see a lot of wins going around on the first try, but on this occasion it was surprising because it was a little controversial. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. As for the Cricket Cup Series itself, it was actually a very calm race, a race that was mostly dominated by the Castellar Force.
Yeah.
And you could kind of say that it was okay. I mean, Alvin Bradley ended up winning the race, but controversies really kicked off with the truck race. And you want to know what's the biggest controversy of them all?
What was the biggest controversy from that?
It was the wrecking. Like, let me tell you, when you wreck at Texas, you expect yourself to stay on the ground, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you go in the air,
Yeah,
that's not ideal.
yeah. It ain't ideal in any type of quality, but you want to know something that is not ideal? Here's the deal: on the first caution of the race, as we can see here on our stream, you would probably think that it was a regular experience for Aranza Avila. However, this is what happened.
Yeah,
She
man.
got punted by Sam Mayer. She got punted by Sam Mayer and Josh Williams into the air. And look at that. Look at that jump. If it was Rocket League, perfect for a goal.
Yeah. Well, this is not Rocket League, so I definitely think that wreck was definitely not ideal for that 37 team. I mean, man, it just goes flipping up and over attacks at 25 right there. And I see that right behind you right there, so you got, like, Kozlowski in there. I see Alex Bowman in there as well. Quite a couple guys
Yeah, a
are in
lot
that
of
one.
cars. And yeah, yeah, a couple of drivers. And the weird part of them all. And I think you're not gonna like that thing. You saw how the 37 actually went over Sam Mayer, actually like toppled on top of it, and we're actually
Yeah.
gonna see it from this point of perspective. Here's Sam,
Yeah, this is Sam Mayer.
and he's gonna feel a little jolt. Look
Yeah,
at this.
right there. Yep. Oh my god. Definitely
I don't
not
know.
an
Maybe
expected
it
jolt that
was
you definitely want to experience one in a accident.
yeah, but a second incident of the race. It was just a little more calmer, as
Yeah.
most accidents are, but there's still some controversies. Paul George
Oh my
and then
gosh.
one that were an Aria.
Yeah, the 42 just like completely like almost like perfectly vertical right there as we saw from that camera angle.
And that just created a horrendous roadblock. And I'll tell you what, roadblocks are not good. They are not really good at all. And I can tell you
Yeah.
one thing: the 42 of Arya after that wreck, she was probably throwing up.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that was pretty hard. And pretty much really
Yeah,
pretty much nausea inducing right there. I mean like that wreck was just huge. I mean, if we like right here, this is the race back, so this is where Kayla Upston got the win at Texas. As you see, they wreck behind them. You see right there Daniel Suarez. Joseph Garrett, I think, back there has also been wrecking. I think Austin Hill was also in it as well. Yeah, right
and it was
there.
Austin Hill who turned
Yeah,
Suarez.
yeah, it was Austin Hill that turned Daniel Suarez. They all you saw Suarez also got into Jeffrey Earnhardt as he was crossing the line.
Yeah, so it was a not too great way to end the race. Which, by the way, congratulations to the six car. They truly deserved that victory. A good
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I mean, Caleb, first win. I mean, first wins are special in
yeah.
their
They
own right.
yeah they definitely are, especially in the truck series. Um, as we look right here on this was the AT&T race, which was of course streamed here on this channel. I think we got some pretty interesting moments from this race.
Wait a minute. Yeah, we
don't
got
mind
some.
don't mind the audio. They do that a lot from some of the
Yeah,
commentators.
this is the first wreck, and there you see Sean. He got flipped by Haley Deegan,
Yeah, oh my god. I mean, we're all
and then
happy
he
though that
tried to.
Sean is okay. I mean, if you watch right here from the stream, of course you can see Sean right now. He's in general there with Daniel Voiles. He's just having a little chat with him there, or he's currently AFK or something. But um, yeah. So of course Sean's all right. He's doing well, and of course if you're over on Mark's channel, of course you'll be able to see him commentate Double X when that video comes out. Gonna have to check with Mark though, since I have no idea when that video is coming out. But right there, that's the onboard right there. You saw the onboard right there with the 3. So you see right there,
Yeah,
she
right
just
there.
yeah, she just did not give any room to Sean on the high side. You see, Sean was trying to avoid the outside wall. But he was just not given enough room. And like,
And of course, the 25 also lost control.
yeah, 25 did lose control because of that. But like, that was not really a smart move right there from Ann Boonchoy there. And that's the POV right there from I believe that's either the 03 or the 04.
This POV is the 04.
Yeah. Oh no, 37. That's the 37 of
No, 37.
yeah, the 37 of Patty
It
Jimenez
was
from Glitch
Patty
Racing
Jimenez.
Ventures. Yep.
I mean, here's what Chris saw.
Yeah, this was what Chris saw. You see right here. He's going to the inside of. You see, he was going to the inside of his teammate. There's the wreck up there. Like breaking. Oh man, he just got He just got pushed into that. There's just nowhere for any of these guys to go.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to go. And we saw that there, Tari. She's just trying to get a little bit of a awareness. But then we had some skid marks here in turn 3, and this was a culprit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, right
It was
there. Yeah,
Truex's.
Truex just getting into the 7 of Annabelle Alberti, getting into the back of the 7, then putting it into the wall. That was definitely not ideal
It was not.
for the 7.
Yeah, not ideal for the Italian American.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'll tell you one thing: if you want to be a good driver on this one, and just try to maintain yourself in prime position, especially when you are going for wins and stuff, do not be like the 89 of Phoenix. Because here's the interesting part about Phoenix: he was driving this race because Dale Bush had to skip this one to go to the Tulsa shootout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's clear. And then
Yeah, he kind of wrecked out right there. Yeah, and you see
and for
he
those wondering, this is how it happened.
yeah, so right here he was battling with his teammate and Lazarius Smith, but then right there he just got I think he just misjudged it right then. Then got turned by the 36. Here he comes back down the track. Allgaier barely misses it, but 99 was very unlucky right there, and so was the one of Melody Purple. You see Melody just nowhere to go, just runs right into the 89 of Phoenix, and then right there that was the second hit that the 89 got.
Yeah, it was from Anna, and you see this hit right there.
Yeah,
You
bam!
right around
Like,
here.
right there. Yeah,
Oh,
right there. Man, that was a hard hit there for the one.
it was hard, but not as hard as this next hit by Anna Sport.
Oh, yeah, Anna Sporks. And you see Anna Sporks just go sliding right there into turn one. I think she collected a few more drivers right there from the looks of things.
Yeah, and then we had a an interesting thing on the restart of this race. So picture this: a regular restart.
Yep.
You have the 16 and the 67 battling within each other. That's the 16 of Riley Anderson on the inside and the 67 of William Sawallich. But then this happens.
Yep, there's a big wreck on the back. This is normal Texas, folks. And
Yeah, rare times. Rare times that we see a wreck like this on the back straightaway.
yeah, so this is what happens. So you see the 17 got into the 18, and then, yeah, a whole calamity just started going on from there. That
Yeah, it
was,
was a full calamity in all on all corners because yeah, it started with all these four cars.
yeah,
All these four cars.
yeah. So, no hard, no fault right there, but like, um, just nothing much that these guys could do. You also saw the
Yeah,
41 right
clearly
there.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly not the best.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
And
Oh, Deegan. You saw Deegan just almost land straight onto the outside wall. That would have been
but then
bad
again,
if
it's
she tagged
Deegan.
that. Yeah, that's Deegan. Yeah. That is Haley Deegan. So it is Haley Deegan, so no one is basically that surprised about it.
Yes, we see a forward here from Gav. Yeah, like
Oh.
that small contact with the 18 of Phineas Flynn. That's what started it.
Yeah. It was just that slight little contact right there, and then yeah, all around they go, and then Gav also gets collected as well. Um.
I mean, you would think it's normal. You would think it's a Pacific wreck. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But the controversy, the real controversy of this race was at the end of it.
The end of the race, yes, it was mostly around the end of the race where the main controversy starts. So right here, this is I'm pretty sure the last restart.
Yes, it is. This is the final restart of this race. And we're going to take a look at it over here because pay attention to the 34 of Luz Noceda. She has almost no damage on that car. She's running perfectly fine, while Shane Kane actually got a little bit of damage from that first caution that we already mentioned.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing.
So
As they hit the restart zone,
right there, that's when they get back green. So as we keep an eye right here on the 20 of Shane Kane. But you see right there, Shane actually got a really good jump, but the 34 did not. You see,
yeah, it did not. And we saw Regina Serban. She's trying to maneuver her 36 machine. Where do I go? Because it's clear that the 34 was not going on purpose. I repeat, on purpose.
yes, it was not on purpose, but but it's considering that the 34 did get a did get a pretty poor launch. She had no other choice but to try to go around.
And here's like the thing, because remember that this is why he got black flag, because that distance cannot be like this exiting the restart zone. However, what ended up happening was that clearly the 34, and you clearly saw it, 34 was blocking 36 on purpose, so that way the 20 would get black flag.
Yeah.
It was controversial because we have to because here's another shot from the end of the race. You see clearly he got black flag on the final lap while coming to the checkered.
Yeah. And that allowed the 0-4 to get her first win of the year.
But now here's the question that I want to leave for everyone in the comment section below of this video. Was Luz Naceda's block on Regina Servant intentional?
That's definitely going to be the question everyone's going to be trying to answer. But yeah, I think that is it for our Cricket Cup section. I think we should go on and move on to our next subject we got here. So I think next up we got, I'm pretty sure will be Six Flags NR. They have basically reintroduced their Sprite Truck series for the first time. This will be their first season of competition. We got a full roster of 42 trucks going in, and they'll be heading off to Daytona next week. I think next week we'll also get a podcast on that, as well as, of course, Cricket Cup. But Angel, we got a pretty exciting roster on our hands here for the Sprite Truck Series.
Yes, it is a very interesting roster. It is the moment in which the Sprite trucks finally get the stuff going out ready. But there's also some interesting names, as we're gonna go in order of how they appear on the list. And we start with APGR, AlexPrime Georgia Racing, and they have quite the Spire Motorsports lineup.
Yeah, they do. Quite the Spire lineup for APGR. They have the 077, 71, and 77. But I think one of the most noticeable drivers they have right there is going to be Pedro Sales in the 07. Two-time Six Flags NR champion. Do you think he got what it takes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If he can prove that he has what it takes to win at a higher level, then he's already set for the lower tier. And he's proven that on both Six Flags and Mountain Dew multiple times. So I think that Phoenix is going to be perhaps the most experienced driver coming over to this team. With perhaps in second, we're going to see Black Drago.
Yeah, Black Court Drago in the 71. He is going into, I'm pretty sure, his second or third full season with APGR and Mountain Dew. So he's got quite the experience as well.
But we're also going to take the two remaining ones, which are Dean Furman and Catherine Elizabeth Homa.
Catherine Elizabeth Homa is a rookie in the Cup Series. She is driving the number 67 for AlexPrime Motorsports in the Cup Series. And then, of course, Dean Fireman, a roll racer that has came over. So I'm pretty sure APGR are looking to try to settle something right here with all these drivers that we have here.
Yeah, it could be like the future, the foundation for tomorrow, because you already have Phoenix and Drago right there, like telling the young guns over here, Dean and Catherine, what they should do, where to turn, where to brake, and where not to, and of course, handing some severe punishments for those that decide to not comply.
Yeah. Man, we got another Chevy team right here on the Sprite Trucks roster. You got Sound of Speed Racing Team, owned by Gray Prower, who will be driving under his own power in the number 3 truck. We haven't got a lot of word on Grave. All we know is that he is a row racer, so we're gonna see how he's gonna be able to do um, with NR. But here's a big one. Okimura Reynolds Motorsports right here with Ben Okimura and Henry Reynolds, two veterans of the Six Flags NR server. They have both raced in the Six Flags Cup Series. Of course, Ben Okimura is the co-owner of Alex Howie Motorsports, and then also Henry Reynolds was the owner of Kroger Motorsports when it was still around. Angel, but I'm pretty sure this is a big surprise to you to have two Six Flags veterans basically making their own team down in the Truck Series.
The only thing that they need is two rookies, so they can start developing, and then fully we could see them in Six Flags in the future, like in the lapse of maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. But yeah, here's a big one though. The last Chevy team on the roster, Georgia Mark Motorsports, a joint team between Mark and Georgia. They have Sean, Mark, Maria, and Laura. That's pretty star staffed for me, especially the
Yeah,
42 of Mark Games.
but there's a thing that I have to criticize about that team, and that is the lack of rookies. Like, what is the number one rule of the Sprite Truck series?
You definitely want to get some development out of it, since it's basically kind of like the starter division for some free agents that are only just getting their start in the league.
Yeah, because this is how it all starts. I mean, you either prove yourself in other NR leagues, or you prove yourself in road racing like you've done in the past, Alex. And then after that, you can potentially get a ride in the sprint trucks, then progressively go over to Mountain Dew, and then, of course, the main show, the Six Flags Cup Series. But come on, like, having a roster composed mostly of Six Flags and or Mountain Dew again, and or veterans or regulars, is not a good look.
Yeah, I
And
definitely would. Yeah.
I think Mark and Georgia should probably reconsider the role of the team. Is it going to be like calling for nostalgia, or is it actually going to be a program that can boost up any talent for Mark's stellar team?
Yeah, I would agree. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to our Dodge team. So first we start off with Jarrera Motorsports. They have Ethan Rice, Casey Newmans, Toddy Turns Left, and Hernan Hernandez. They have three roll racers in this one, being Ethan, Toddy, and Hernan. But I'm about to say how Hernan started off the season by winning the pole in the Mountain Dew series, as well as finishing 11th. I think he might have what it takes.
Yeah, I think it does. However, I think the one that is going to that is going to be looking a little bit better is going to be Casey, because Casey Newmans comes from an upper division, and so he's going to be like the mediator of the team.
Yeah, she also comes from the Circle K series as well, but we will get to that a little bit later in the podcast. But Toddy, a roll racer from the Napa Auto Parts Racing Association, or NAPRA for short, um, he is in his second season right there. He's actually driving for APR there, but I'm actually gonna give you a question, Angel. How do you think Toddy's gonna do? I mean, he mostly gets like top 10 finishes from most of his NAPRA starts.
Well, that's Napra for now. If he can conform himself to be top 21, like we're talking top half of the field, then he can actually consider himself a legit threat. And then that could progressively give him like two, three top tens, and maybe at least one top five by season's end.
Yeah, I would agree. So moving on to NBMC, owned by Sebastian Galway Jr., who you of course see in the audience. He's got Elsmata Sanchez in his 66 truck from the Walmart server. Angel, I'm gonna say Elsmata Sanchez. He is quite a consistent pick, as well as we saw him from the Walmart server.
Well, I mean, Esmeralda, I would say that there's a lot of work to be done if Esmeralda wants to go all the way up to the cup. But I think that with the development that MBMC brings, and with the fact that this team is always looking for for top talent that has performed in other leagues and other series, then I could see Esmeralda probably escaping with a top 10 points finish at the end of the year.
Yeah, good um, insight right there. So, moving on to Everham Burgersoft Racing. They have a full roster here. They got Ryan Little, David Black, Daniel Boogie himself, Trey Jones, and Joshua Harrison. I will say this team has two rookies on their roster, David Black and Trey Jones. And then they have veterans, which is Ryan Little and Boogie and Josh. I'll say this is quite the mix between experience and newbie here.
I think the ones that are going to perform at least at the best, in my opinions, are Trey Jones, despite being a rookie, and Boogie himself. Because remember that Boogie has all that experience that comes in from the upper divisions.
Yes, that is true. He is racing the 19 in the Cup Series. So, of course, that experience will definitely transfer over.
But one thing that will not transfer over is Joshua, as he continues to be a bozo.
Man, if Sean was in here, he would have been happy right now.
All right, so that wipes out the Dodge teams, and now we go into the IBRT.
With
And a little
Ford.
bit of controversy, but we can pretty much brush that as a little bit aside for now.
Yeah, as they have mostly Cup guys up right in there in their roster. They got Guchana Milo Grimmy, Liliana Storm, and her brother Jackson Storm. I think this team is definitely just trying to get some experience anywhere they can.
I think the ones that are gonna be performing at best are Liliana and Jackson, especially Liliana. She knows how to perform in Six Flags. She knows how to perform in Mountain, and it wouldn't surprise me that she ends up competing for the Sprite Trucks Championship.
Yeah, definitely. But here's so moving on to our next team. This is a big one right here. Perez Motorsports. They've got quite a bit of drivers right here. They got Forza Blaze, Mia Monica, Victor Silva, AlexPrime, and Priscilla Perez. I'm about to say this is quite this is quite the lineup that I'm seeing right here for that Ford team.
I mean, I would say only 4 out of 5.
Oh,
I think you know why.
yeah, I definitely understand because of Priscilla.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong, but sometimes Pris is not, I would say, she's not what we would say professional.
She's just here
Mostly
for
because
fun.
she twerks a lot.
Well, she's here for fun, so it's not really kind of a serious thing to her. But going over the rest of Perez Motorsports lineup, Forza Blaze, who is a row racer. This is his first ever NR league he's participating in. He races in NAPRA. He is I'm pretty sure either a 2 or 3-time champion there. So, do you think that experience could definitely transfer over to a possible championship run in the Truck Series?
Only if he knows how to perform. Once again, we go to situations that we've seen with other of the road racers that are joining into Six Flags in mass.
Mm-hmm.
If Forza knows how to perform and stays right within the top half, then he has no problems. But if he starts like underperforming and ends up like 30th in points, then maybe Perez made a big mistake.
Yeah, definitely. And they also got two other rookies, being Mia Monica and Victor Silva. Victor also comes from a row racing background, but Mia's entirely new to this whole genre. So I think we might see the 13 struggle a little bit initially throughout the first part of this season.
Yeah, I think that for that we are gonna have to put Mia into a special place, but that's coming up a little bit later on after we end up reviewing the roster.
Yes, definitely. And then moving on, Fly High Motorsports. They have 3 guys signed, being Dale Bush, Silver, and Car Guy. But Angel, what is your opinion about these 3 guys here?
Guy, I'm my relationship with him has been cold,
Hmm.
and I've never I never considered him like a good person behind the wheel because don't get me wrong, the car guy outside of the car, maybe he's a pretty good guy. But if we want to like precisely go to what means his background, his resume, he's been involved in a lot of wrecks.
Yeah, I could definitely say that, but he definitely made that up for winning the Mountain Dew 300 about a couple weeks ago. So he's definitely made that up.
Yeah, Silver, not much to speak about him because I'm also very reserved about Silver.
Yeah, he also comes from a road racing background as well, so definitely a lot of questions than answers so far. And then we have
And
Dale Bush.
we got Dale.
Yeah,
Come from different backgrounds. He's raced Double X. He's raced AT&T Grand National, and he's also raced Circle K. And I think he's gonna be probably the strongest driver
yeah,
of this team.
yeah. I definitely would say that too, since Dale has got a lot more experience than the rest of his teammates. So maybe he'll definitely put that to good use once the season gets going next week. All right,
And now we
so
go over to
yep, last four.
Cody.
Yep, Cody's team, Cody Motorsports. You got Cody himself, Matthew Hill, Volker James, and Nicholas. Quite an interesting roster we have out here from Cody.
He's only touched this season of Six Flags NR Racing because I usually don't see him on the racetrack. Like, have you ever turned into a race and saw him competing for the lead, or even tried to make the field?
I don't know. I mean, he has made a start in the Six Flags 500 last week, which didn't really go too well for him.
Oh
So,
yes, that was a bad one.
yeah, that was a bad start right there on Cody's end. But we may never know what Cody's going on. And then Matthew Hill also comes from a no, never mind. So Matthew Hill, he also comes from an NR 2003 background, but he also has an iRacing background as well. He is also raced in the Defunct Fantasy Series, which of course you can see right here on the top left here of my screen. Angel, not much to say about Matthew Hill, if I would say so myself.
Yeah, I mean not a lot, but I think that with the experience that he's gained on iRacing, maybe it could translate over because remember that this league runs on a game that was developed specifically by iRacing.
Yeah, I mean, it was made by the company that that before came iRacings, but you get where we're going. Volker James also has some experience in the Six Flags series. He has been retired for about 2 or 3 seasons. Makes a return with Cody Motorsports in the Truck series, but he has mostly been running midfield, so I don't know what to expect from this guy.
I think I know what to expect. He's
Oh.
gonna simulate a troll on Xbox Live. Just watch him like everyone. No, just watch him page the field at Daytona.
All right, so we're going to be moving on to our final two teams, which are both Toyota teams. We have firstly start off with Furniture Road Racing, owned by Sam Kane. He actually has a couple of Cricket Cup drivers, as far as I was aware, Angel.
Yeah, the first one is Izuku Midoriya. He started out as a crew chief for Ochako Yororaka, and just this season, he's currently running in the AT&T Grand National Series, the number 2 car, and he's not doing a pretty good season. I mean, entering Watkins Glen, he is outside the top 35 in owner points, so he needs to qualify his way in.
Yeah. And then the 87,
And
I'm
as
pretty
for
sure is from a...
Taiga,
Yeah, Taiga, yeah.
yeah, she is. She originally came from the Casa Loud development program until she was later released, and then she was picked by Sam Kane and Sandra Johnson. And look at her now. She's gonna be competing over here, and at the same time, she's also competing in her first full year of straight talk truck competition.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then our last team, it is Jacoby Motorsports, owned by Leslie Jacoby herself. And we have Evelyn Mason, Maddie Jacoby, Charan Shipley, Georgia Hart, and Josh Andretti. I'm about to say this. Some of these names really do raise some eyebrows for me.
Yeah, we're going to reserve a couple of these because we already know that Evelyn races up. She is more known for the Kennesaw State colors. Georgia, we're also going to reserve her because let's be honest, they raced in upper divisions before. Maddie as well. So the ones that I think we should be focusing on are Ciaran and Joshi.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. But what's interesting to me is that Maddie was not, I mean, not Maddie, but Evelyn, she was not re signed by Tempo Storm for this year because she got replaced by Byrne. So basically,
Which
she's basically going
is
for points down here in the Truck Series. But I was surprised she was picked up by
yeah,
Jacoby Motorsports because Leslie rarely picks up guys that used to race for Santi Messi.
it's funny.
It, it,
It's funny because you see at Santi Motorsports and they're like a team that is completely off the guard.
yeah, like,
But I think
but
but I think she might perform good.
yeah, I mean, she did actually get wins, so she does know how to win. But it will be a matter of time about when she will win, though.
Yeah. And now that we're over here on the roster, that's basically our review for the roster. Let's play a game that I like to call the weakest link.
Weakest link, yeah, and also those of you out watching right here from the AlexPrime YouTube channel, as well as watch right here from the audience, you all be able to participate as well. So yeah, Angel, go ahead with
Yeah.
our first one.
So our first team that we're gonna analyze and see who's the strongest and the weakest, because that's how this game works. We're gonna put one driver as the strongest, one driver as the weakest, and then the remaining drivers are gonna be in the neutral zone.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we're gonna start with APGR, the leading force in the Chevrolet brand, the hallmark team of the series. Out of these ones, I think it is safe to say that Phoenix and
Phoenix.
Drago are
Yeah,
going to be battling for that position. But which of the two is the strongest? That's the question.
yeah. We don't know yet, but considering that Phoenix has a bit more experience than Court, I think I might put Phoenix.
Yeah, I would say as well. So I'm sorry, Drago fans, but we're gonna have to put him on the neutral zone,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Court
which
is
means
still
that
well. Don't forget, Court is still relatively new to Six Flags, so he still needs some time to adapt.
yeah. So because of that, Phoenix experimented champion, he is the strongest. Now we gotta find our weakest link, and this one it's between D and Catherine.
Yeah, Dean and Catherine, but considering that Catherine does have experience in the Truck Series, I definitely think Dean might be the weakest link.
We're actually getting some comments from the audience saying that yeah, it should be Dean.
Yeah, Dean. Yeah, I'm seeing it right here. Yeah, there are people saying Dean. Seb also agrees that it's gonna be Dean Fireman. But yeah,
Yes, so for that, Catherine, you are safe. You are going right now in the neutral. Well, Dean, you are officially the weakest link of APGR.
yeah, definitely. All right, next team.
However, next team is Sound of Speed.
Yeah, and they only
This
have the
one
three. Yeah,
is it's only one car, so
yeah.
nothing bad. But which zone would you classify Grave?
I think I would be neutral for right now, just for the fact that we do not know what he is, as this will be his first ever season he's participating. So, like, I'm going to keep him neutral, because as far as I'm aware, I have no idea how he's going to perform yet.
All right, so yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to go. So yeah, I would say we should keep it at the neutral zone. Now,
Yeah.
ORM, Okimura Reynolds. We have, of course, Ben. and Henry, the two owners, the co-owners of this team. Since they are the only ones, we have to think which of these two is the strongest.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, Beno Kimura has more experience than Henry because Henry retired in like season 4, but Beno Kimura came around on season 5 because he originally raced for Random, but then he joined up with me and made AlexPrime Motorsports. And actually, he's actually been consistent too. I mean, if you've been seeing some of his finishes, he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, he's been very consistent. So you know what? For this one, we're gonna have to put Okimura as the strongest.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely. Yeah.
Henry, because there's still two open slots. Where should we put him? Neutral or weakest?
Think he'll have to be neutral since he was around. To be fair, he is still he's just returning from initial stages of retirement. So like, I would not say much how he's gonna do, but if those skills are still there, he could definitely try to nab a win. But so far, I'll be neutral on him.
Yeah. For now, for me, I'm gonna go with neutral as well because yes, he's coming back. It's like nothing else to go over there. So there's that.
Yep.
Now going with Georgia Mark. Now this one, I'm so sorry, people, but we got an alert,
Oh,
and that alert is the challenging alert, difficulty at the max. Because how do we classify who's the weakest, who's the strongest, and who's the neutralist between these four talents? Sean, Mark, Marie, and Laura.
well, for me, I think Mark might end up being the strongest. I mean, the thing is with Mark is that even though he's rarely raced in a truck before, I have seen how he's been doing. I mean, he's actually been doing very well. I mean, look over in Double X. He even had the points lead briefly.
Exactly.
So I think Mark would be the strongest.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to divide with you, Alex, because this is where our thoughts in this game are gonna be divided.
Yeah.
As I think the one is for me the strongest has to be Sean.
Ooh, Sean. All right.
And how could you not? He's actively involved in the NASCAR Straight Talk Truck Series. He's competing in there. He got his first career win in that series at Atlanta. So so for being in an active series with a truck, Sean for me is the strongest.
I know. And not to mention, Sean's basically in the same number that he is over there in here too. He's in the 4. So familiar territory for
Yes.
Sean.
As for me, Mark, because of his previous experience, I'm gonna put him on my neutral zone. But now it's between Maria and Laura to see who stays neutral and who's the weakest.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the thing is with Laura is that she actually races in the Cup Series while Maria still races down in Mountain Dew. So that's kind of the dividing end for me. So I would have Laura be neutral, but I'll have Maria be the weakest.
I also have Maria as the weakest because she's not involved there. Has she ever raced trucks before?
No, she has not.
There's the answer. So Laura, you are spared.
Yep. And of course, on my final
Now
line, of
we
course,
go.
Sean will be neutral since. Although, for me, though, for Sean, Sean will be, like, on the cusp of being neutral to the strongest because, as far as I'm aware, Sean's win in the Straight Talk Truck Series definitely kind of pushed him a little bit more to being a strong driver. So I definitely would say that.
Mm-hmm. Now we go to JM, the 23, 28, 50, and 51. And I would say that, with the exception of Casey and Ethan, I think it's safe to say that we need to define our weakest first.
Yeah, the weakest first, which I'm pretty sure is the weakest for me. I think it's gonna have to be Toddy because Toddy's new to this whole thing, and like I don't really expect him to perform that much. So I'm like, maybe we might see some good runs out of him, but he'll mostly be in the in the mid to the back of the field. So yeah,
Yeah, I think so because once again, I mean, if he performs great, then perfect. He could be neutral, but until he shows that, we're gonna have to keep it on the rock bottom.
yep. But the strongest for me, I say personally, it's gonna be Hernan. I mean, Hernan's is literally a consistency monster almost anywhere he goes. So I'm like, I'm gonna put him there because he is just so gut wrenchingly consistent.
However, for me, because of experience in this series, I'm gonna have to put as the strongest link Casey Newman's.
Casey Newman, yeah, I mean Casey Newman's, she is going into the Polar Pop series next season in Circle K, which we will get to a little later. But I
Yep.
definitely would see why, since you know like Casey, and also Casey also races in Double X. She races in the
Exactly.
she races in the 33 for GDI.
Which in my list I have Ethan and Hernan in the neutral zone.
Yep. But yeah,
Now for MBMC, Esmeralda is still is the only driver that is right now signed,
yeah. So I
and
don't
I
think.
think because of that, we're gonna have to put her. We're gonna have to put Esmeralda on the strong part because no matter what teammate he ends up having, he already has experience in other series.
Yeah, I mean he has experience in the Walmart service, so that would definitely push you over the edge for him to be strong. So no words for me.
Now we are going to go into Abraham Bogdasarov. Finally, 5 drivers, which means that 3 of them are going to be in the neutral zone.
Yep. So of course we'll start off with the strongest right here. Angel, who do you think will be the strongest out of Ever and Boguslav?
I think I'm going to have to go with Bogdasarov himself.
Yeah,
Boogie,
yeah,
he has
Boogie.
raced in the series before. So I think he's going to have no problems. And he's going to be coaching the other 4.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would say Boogie's also on the strongest list for myself too, since he actually made the Final Four in the Cup Series last season. So like
Exactly.
so Boogie has the edge. He knows how to race for a championship.
Yeah, he knows how to do it. And remember that amazing season finale that we had. So yeah, because of that, Boogie is gonna be the strongest. But now, we already got a comment on Irons saying that Joshua Harrison is the weakest.
I mean, I won't blame her either. I mean, the thing is with Josh, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on with his consistency, but he has just been faltering. So I'm like, I would also put him on the weakest link.
Yeah, he is the weakest link of the Abraham Bogdasarov brigade, which means that Ryan, David, and Trey, they're spared.
Yep, they're spared for now. Yep.
Now this one, Itsy Bitsy Racing Team is going to be interesting because it's going to be one driver per section.
Yep. So I'll let you start off, Angel. Who do you think will be the strongest out of Itsy Bitsy?
I think it's going to be Liliana.
Liliana, yeah. I mean, Liliana, she has a lot of experience with this sort of thing. I mean, she started racing back in, like, I believe season 5. And her brother didn't go on until, like, season 6. So she has a lot more experience over her brother and Grimmy. Because Grimmy got his start in Mountain Dew back in season 6. So
Hence why, on my list, I have Grimmy in last.
yeah,
Weakest link of the bunch.
yeah, I would say Grimmy will also be the weakest.
Which puts Jackson on the neutral list. And now we have a stacked one at the following, which is Perez Motorsports.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I mean, you have the 00, 13, 67, 92, and 98. This is going to be a hard one, so I'll let you start off, Angel.
I think the strongest has to be Alex.
And the 92, I mean, Alex, don't get me wrong, Alex has been around since season 1. So don't get me wrong, he's been strong, but he has been losing his consistency quite a bit over the last few seasons. So, like, I would not say Alex would be the strongest. Because for me, I think the strongest, you might be shocked by this, but I think the strongest might be Forza. Because the way I would see Forza race, he might be consistent.
Well, that's our opinions divided. However, our weakest, I think we can all agree that is Priscilla.
Yeah, I would agree. It's also Priscilla. I mean, the thing is with Priscilla. I mean, I don't know if most people remember this, but it is over on the PSN YouTube channel. But um, Priscilla took out race leader Gary Indiana on the last lap at Texas, and like then the whole thing happened, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think Priscilla. I think Priscilla might be the weakest one out of Perez Motorsports.
I love this comment. Ochako changed my mind. For me, my list of neutrals, I have Forza, Mia, and Victor.
And for me, it will basically be Mia, Victor, and Alex.
I got to fly high, and at the awaitance of a fourth entry, I think I'm gonna have to put. I'm sorry, but I'm putting Dale Bush as the weakest.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. That'll be a contrast to me because I would have Dale as the strongest. Because Dale has experience,
Oh.
so I'm like, I think he has what it takes.
I mean, true, but we have to remember one thing: he's racing in different disciplines.
Yeah. So
and I think he rarely touched the truck.
yeah, I think he also rarely trusts a truck unless someone in the chat can be able to correct us. But personally, for me, the weakest is definitely going to be Car Guy. I definitely would say that.
For me, he's the strongest.
Oh my god! But yeah, I would arguably say that Car Guy is the weakest.
Well, for me, Car Guy is the strongest, which leaves Silver in the silver platter.
Yeah, I would also argue that Silver is also neutral, since we don't know how he's going to be until the season gets going.
Now for Cody Motorsports, and I think we already have our weakest link.
Yep.
And that is Cody.
Yep, Cody. Yeah, I would definitely argue that Cody is definitely weak because he has significantly less experience than the drivers that he signed because they all have experience with the league.
Which means that Matthew, Falker, and Nicholas, congratulations, you made it to our strongest link finale for Cody Motorsports.
I'll be right back real quick. Angel, just continue on up, but I'll be right back.
All right. So for me, guys, I think the one that would be the strongest out of all these drivers, and I think based on experience, it would be Matthew Hill. So for me, Math is going to be the strongest out of the bunch. And Faulkner and Nicholas are going to be remaining in the neutral zone. While Alex is gone, we're going to start reading a couple of the comments that we have over here on our live podcast. So first of all, NASCAR Cricket Cup Series driver Sabrina Rankin-Prix. No way he did that on my comment of putting Car Guy. That's the strongest out of Fly High. But then again, there's some trust there can be. I mean, yeah, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but for me, he is one of the strongest. Next up, we have another interesting comment. This one from Lindlau Jr. Alex is kind of weak. Maybe not. Whatever. I mean, I love to say he's kind of weak, but I don't think you'll like that.
All right,
in particular, because that's going on. And yep, as Alex just comes in right as I'm reading the live comments that we're getting.
But yeah, shall we go and move on to Toyota?
Yes, we go and move on to Toyota. Izuka Midoriya and Taiga Isaka. One of them is going to be the strongest.
Yeah, well, this one might be hard for me because I never really kind of watched how they were in Cricket Cup, so like this might be a little bit hard for me to do.
For this one, I would say that the strongest is, by race experience, Taiga Isaka. She comes from the world of Japanese Formula 4. She comes from the world of Super Formula Nippon, and she's also competed in the Japanese GT Championship. So for me, it's not. It's mostly overlooking, and also coming in from a very good development program. I think Taiga Isaka has to be the strongest. But now, Midoriya is not even going to qualify as neutral because he has a little bit of racing experience, although it was in the Super Formula Atlantic,
Yeah, but
which is a series that by now is dissolved.
yeah, well, I would argue with you with like all of these kind of things. So I'm like, yeah. Um, so I would basically say the same thing.
Yeah, so right now, Taiga, strongest, and Midoriya is the weakest.
Yeah. All right, last team, Jacoby Motorsports. We got quite a bit of a pickle to pick for this one.
Oh, yes. Evelyn, Maddie, Saran, Georgia, and Josh. I think for me, our finalists for strongest are going to be Evelyn and Georgia.
Evelyn, Georgia. Yeah, I mean Georgia. Don't worry, Georgia won the 500 lately. She won the
Yeah,
500.
yeah, she's the winner of the 500. So I think that for that, and also being consistent in other series, Georgia is the strongest out of
Yeah,
Jacoby Motorsports.
yeah. I would also argue Georgia is as well.
And as for Evelyn, you're going into the neutral zone. I'm sorry, girl.
Yeah, but for me, I'm pretty sure the weakest out of them, I'm gonna have to say, is gonna be Maddie.
Wrong.
Wrong.
For me, for me, the weakest is Josh Andretti.
Well, don't worry, Josh Andretti, he is new to the server along with Terrence Shipley, so we don't even know any of those battles yet. So I'll keep those two at neutral along with Evelyn. But I would argue that Maddie is gonna be the weakest. Because, I mean, you've been seeing how Maddie is in the Straight Talk Truck series, hasn't really been doing
Yeah,
well.
and not to mention, it is now over a year since her little stunt in Cricket Cup. Yeah. So now that ends that ends our first round of weakest link. But now you have to choose which one of all of these drivers of our weakest is the true weakest link of the Sprite truck.
Ooh, that's gonna be a little tricky for me to find out. So, um, yeah,
I
but
think for me, the weakest has to be Midoriya.
Midoriya, yeah, I would definitely argue it would be Midoriya. So,
Yeah. And now I have to look at our market because there's a couple of numbers in this roster that are not filled up. The 52, the 62, 55, 21, and the 22, they're all looking for drivers to be filled up.
yeah, I would definitely say that as well.
But now the question is, there are some free agents in Six Flags as well as from other leagues. So, who do you think would fill out these seats?
This is gonna be a bit of a hard one. I mean, I'm trying to think like it, but I'm like, I can't really think that much. But like, I cannot really think of anything that definitely would come to mind.
Well, for me, the dream roster is to have Ryan Baselty in the 21 for MBMC, while Hump and Chase Austin fill out the roster for Okimura Reynolds.
Yeah.
Now, the ones from Jarrero, the one that would be filling up would actually be a transferee from another league.
Hmm.
And for me, that transferee is going to be veteran Dale Apache.
Dale Patchy, that's gonna be interesting.
And as for Fly High, I also have to pick a transferee, and the transferee that I'm picking over is from the World of Cricket Cup, that being Ann Bunchoey, current driver for Kano Motorsports.
Yeah, we.
But everyone has their opinions.
Yep, everyone has their opinions, and not everyone's opinion is going to be the same. So like, yeah, we'll just get on what we got here. But all right,
And
so
sticking over in the section of Six Flags, it's time to go into the news.
well, we're gonna start off here with Double X. I mean, I am not in the server, as y'all can tell right here. I'm only in the old one, but Angel is still in the server, so Angel could just give us like some brief updates what's going on from there.
One is the return, the second tier series of Double X, the Double A Championship returned to much fanfare. 21 cars showed up for the green flag. A little bit of a far cry from the traditional 42 that we are accustomed to see in double X races, but after some planning, hooplas, etc., they came over here and they came up in droves.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can tell you one thing: drivers, the drivers that came over here, like Monster Boss, who's been in Double A before, Annie Thomas, and Aubin Bradley, actually surprised with top 3 finishes.
Yeah.
However, at the moment, we only have one race of the Double A schedule completed, and that one race currently has the man, the myth, the legend, the Canadian monster up on the top of the food chain with 42 points.
Yeah, so Monster currently leads the double A points. Um,
And a little bit of controversy as we're gonna as taking a look at our bottom 5, what I love to call the the double noose.
no news.
Double noose, the place where drivers are currently at the bottom, and whoever whoever's noose breaks, it's gonna end up jumping into the lava. And right now, the closest is Sam Kane. He's currently last, and if nothing changes by the end of the season, his noose is gonna break and he's gonna jump into that volcano.
Yeah, definitely.
However, the top 3 of these drivers that are at the moment looking to untie the noose and basically save themselves going over to heaven: Toru Hakure 17th, Kyokujiro in 18th, and Angel Diaz Rada in 19th.
Yeah, I definitely would say that. All right. So we got one more topic to discuss over, and that is Circle K. We are actually approaching the final races of the current Circle K season. Of course, I will switch over Discord so y'all can see it. So you see, tomorrow is going to be the Mother's Day 400, and that is going to be right here in Richmond, Virginia. It's going to be exciting. We've got about 5 more races left. And we're actually going to take a closer look right here at your point standings right here after Las Vegas. So, of course, you see right here Maria, Laura, Byrne, and Arsha. Currently the top 4 Championship 4 drivers looking to make it in on points. And then currently you're caught off with Chea Sung, Juan Martin, Dale Apache, and Aaron Poppies. But who do you think might make it to the Final 4?
I'm going to tell you this right now. If nothing changes, and I would say this: if Dale Apache and Abraham don't finish the race, if they finish 35th or lower, their seasons are done.
Hmm. Yeah,
a couple of races short. However, the ones that are actually closer to the cut line is actually the top 5. This top 5 can change a lot. So anywhere from Maria, Laura, Byrne, Arsha, and Chai Young, they can have a pretty good possibility of actually changing because they're actually closer. Because at the moment, Juan Martin and Dale Apache are long shots.
Yeah, I definitely would argue those two are long shots unless they go back to back and win both races in the last part of the round of 8. And of course, we have the upcoming Circle K Polar Pop series that will be coming up soon. Of course, the schedule has also been posted right here. Me and Josh will be handling it. But yeah, we got some pretty interesting races here as well. We got some pretty interesting schemes in. And also, Outlaw will also be making a modified series that will be running during the off season, which I'm pretty sure is going to be exciting for anyone that has signed up. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff coming out from Circle K. But I think that is all the time we have.
Well, just before we go, a little bit of one more beer into this tavern, and that is the meme media. Meme Liquor presents this image that came up from the onboard of Outlaw's car that was posted on a test for a Circle Polar. Look at this image. It's over on our chat. Look at this. that is basically the outlaw himself. His OC
Yeah.
mapped into the driver that you see inside the NR 2003 software.
Yeah.
Has the number of the car. It's like in some sponsors, of course, because it's a little hard, but the way that he has the helmet, though, that is beautiful. He has his face, and I just love it. I just love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's basically going to wrap up the amount of time we have right here on the first edition of the AlexPrime NR Bar. I'd like to thank anyone that has joined right here from the audience or any of them that watch from the AlexPrime vs. YT YouTube channel. And I will be planning to do another one like this soon, and maybe we'll get some special guests on. But I will have to see, you know, who's gonna be willing to like come up and be a guest for next time. But until then, folks, from Angel, this is Alex Prime, tuning off. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.